Hi, is your security team buckled up to deal with cyber attacks? Before you start battling targeted attacks, you must know the strategies, techniques, and tactics that adversaries use to achieve their goal. This episode is all about the cyber kill chain, which defines the structure of an attack. We'll also be talking about the security measures that can be implemented in every stage of the kill chain to prevent or stop the attackers from reaching their objective. Most cyber attacks can fall into a cyber kill chain model, though each one varies in terms of tactics and techniques used. The cyber kill chain is not just a model that explains how an attack happens, but also helps us, the defenders, build a good defensive system by analyzing the attacker's tactics at every stage. There are 7 stages in a cyber kill chain: reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery, exploitation, installation, command and control, and action on objective. It's difficult to detect the attacker's activities in the initial stages, as they mostly involve monitoring the network without carrying out any action. However, setting up strong security measures will make it difficult for attackers to study and invade your network. The security measures taken at the first 2 levels of a cyber kill chain involve implementing a preventive security approach, whereas the last 4 stages focus on your Security Operations Center, SOC, employing a reactive security approach to detect the attacker's presence and stop them from being successful. Let's start with the first stage, reconnaissance. At this stage, attackers study and learn about their victim's network. There are 2 working methods for this stage: active and passive. Passive reconnaissance involves gaining access to the target's network easily using stolen credentials available online. Active reconnaissance is when attackers use social engineering to understand the user base of the victim. Most targeted security attacks start with active reconnaissance. The inferences obtained from this stage are used in the later stages of the cyber kill chain to effectively penetrate, persist, and attain the objective in the victim's network. How can you combat the attack at this stage? Limit the availability of sensitive information online. If you think your enterprise's users' credentials are compromised and are available online, make those leaked credentials unusable and check for suspicious activities performed using the leaked credentials. Secure your resources and critical data with multi-factor authentication techniques. Create security awareness among the employees, partners, and users within your network to adopt strong password practices, understand social engineering techniques, and equip them against any identity theft or spoof procedures. The next stage is weaponization. Once the attackers know the victim's network in and out, they carefully choose the weapon or the attack vector to carry out the attack. This stage is about creating the weapon. In most attacks, the weapons are malware or payload, and they are coded carefully to meet specific objectives. Some malware exploits known vulnerabilities and locks down the system, ransomware, while others get hold of user accounts and escalate privileges to gain access to critical data. Strengthening your security posture by patching systems in the network also reduces the attack surface, making it hard for attackers to break into your system. Delivery. At this stage, the specifically designed weapon is injected into your network. This can be done using various techniques, such as phishing emails, through a USB device in the case of an insider threat, and more. The inferences gained during the reconnaissance stage on user behavior help attackers craft legitimate phishing emails. At this stage, the attackers try to exploit public-facing systems and servers by sending malicious codes. How can you break the cyber kill chain at this stage? Deploy secured email gateways, spam filters, and strengthen your intrusion detection system, IDS, and intrusion prevention system, IPS. You should also continuously be on the lookout for the occurrence of known injection techniques on public-facing systems, such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and more in your network. Exploitation. At this stage, the delivered malware is used to exploit the victim's network. Immediately after, the installation stage occurs, in which the malware is triggered to perform the intended action. There's a thin line between the exploitation and installation stages. Let's look at an example. Consider a ransomware attack. Malware is developed to exploit a known vulnerability, say Bluekeep, and is delivered to your network through a phishing email in the delivery stage. At the exploitation stage, the malware spreads laterally within the network by exploiting the known vulnerability. At the installation stage, the malware locks down the computer system or files and demands a ransom. What can you do to protect your network at this stage of the cyber kill chain? At this point in the cyber kill chain, the attackers have successfully infiltrated your network, and the only thing you can do is stop them from spreading and gaining access to critical resources or data. Watching out for known indicators of compromise, IOCs, and anomalous user and entity behaviors will help identify the intrusion as early as possible. From this point on, you have to adopt a responsive security strategy to break the cyber kill chain. At this stage, attackers will employ all techniques to silently achieve their objective right under your radar. Strengthen your security with security information and event management (SIEM) and user and entity behavior analytics (UEBA) tools to detect anomalies effectively. SIEM solutions that utilize UEBA can help detect attacks at the earliest stages. By employing advanced techniques such as machine learning and artificial intelligence, along with these solutions, you can detect sophisticated intrusions that disguise themselves as normal events and go unnoticed more precisely. Command and control. At this stage, often the attackers have to come out of hiding to establish a remote control channel to send the data back to their control centers. It's difficult to establish and send data without being noticed. Configuring your SIEM solution to capture clear indicators of compromise, such as traffic to a malicious URL or domain, unusual file uploads, and more, is essential to break the kill chain and stop the ongoing attack. Leave no IOC unturned. Action on objective. This is the stage where the actual damage is done based on the motive: financial, political, espionage, revenge, etc., and the objective is achieved. Often, the clear indicators at this stage go unnoticed, and enterprises end up paying hefty compliance violation penalties and lose credibility. Don't lag behind. In your SIEM solution, configure correlation rules to detect data exfiltration and resource abuse to help stop attacks and reduce the damage they cause. Now that you know your enemies, it's time you battle them. But how? Watch our next episode.